Right, recording in progress. So that means we will start the meeting. So I see here Toastmaster Anna Meliana, right? And maybe the others. Wait. All right, we have along the way from Hungaria, Toastmaster Wira. Hi, bro. What's up?
Hey, Happy New Year, by the way.
Happy morning. We have Toastmaster
Yeah,
Sabrina. Happy morning.
literally morning, and it's snowing outside, by the way.
Ah, cool. Along the way from Hungaria to join in Indonesia. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Wira. So we also have
Yeah.
Master Sabrina here. Hello,
Happy
Sabrina.
morning.
Happy morning. And a lot of people in the online setting. Happy morning, Toastmaster Anna. Thank you so much.
Happy morning.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. So I see all of us is already ready to start the Friday night, our awesome Friday night, like usual. All right, so before we're gonna start, let me introduce myself. Hi, my name is Raki. In this club, my position is the SAA. What is SAA? SAA means about hospitality. So yeah, I me and Tim set up this room meeting, this Zoom meeting. So that's my job desk. Like in the company, there's also a job desk in organization. So yeah, tonight we have a special event. We have a edu speech, but before that, I wanna tell you our house rules. Maybe for the online setting, please rename your name with, if you are visiting Toastmasters, please type VTM on your name. And if you are guest, please type G if you are guest. And please open your camera because your face will be forever in our YouTube and Instagram. So you can have so many exposure because the number of followers in Instagram SCBD Toastmasters is getting higher and higher day by day and month by month. And the and also for the offline setting, please be aware with your be aware with your mask. Sorry, I don't use my mask. And yeah, I hope all of you guys can enjoy this meeting. And that's all. And by that, I will call our VPE to introduce about SCBD Toastmasters. Toastmaster Alvin, the stage is yours.
Woohoo! And everyone, please unmute yourself for online Toastmasters and please repeat after me. Happy morning!
Happy
morning.
morning.
Welcome to
Morning,
the Toastmasters Club and welcome Miss Ledi Marina, our educational speakers, and we will learn a lot from her tonight. Yeah. And welcome to CD Toastmaster, a place where you can become a better you by striving for progress. Next, please. Yeah, we are community around the world. One of Toastmaster is in SCBD. Another can be in Medan or SCBD and Jakarta Toastmasters, Ultimate Toastmaster. We have Ayashi from Pediatric Toastmasters. Welcome, bro. And we are about 300,000 members around the world, around 149 countries and 15,800 clubs. And since 1924, Toastmaster has been a non-profit educational organization that teaches public speaking and leadership skills. Why public speaking and leadership skills? Because if you good at public speaking, sooner or later you will become a leader, right? And if you good at leadership, you have to master public speaking because you will direct a lot of people in your life. Next. Yeah, about SCBD, we are previous before that, bro. Okay, we are aspires to provide 3 values. First one is equal opportunity for member self-development. The second is safe place to learn public speaking and leadership. And 3 is networking opportunities for everyone. So we add one more. You have public speaking and leadership. If you have that too, you can then generate networking. Okay, next. So in Toastmaster, there are 11 pathways that you can learn. It will depend on what challenge in your daily life you want to solve. Start from dynamic leadership or can be presentation mastery. For me, I was lack of leadership. I was indecisive. My decision changed over and over. So that's why I learned dynamic leadership. From that module, I learned first about basic structure of the speech, and then move on to next level. We will learn about the leadership itself. You can learn by yourself. There will be module about it. And after that, you can go on until you master the leadership. Next. Yeah, our meeting is every Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. We conduct this kind of hybrid meeting. Every month, we have 2 hybrid meetings, and the others is in online setup. Next, please. And is that enough? No? Okay, next. Next, please. Yeah, we have hopping schedule. There are everyday Toastmasters start from Sunday until Saturday. In Monday, we have Ayash Club in Pets every Monday at 4 p.m. And the others, Maranatha Toastmaster, have their schedule in 7 p.m. on Wednesday. And especially for the start of the month, they conduct the meeting at Saturday morning. Next, please. And the announcement, I have 2 announcements for you. The first one is, next, please. Evaluation and feedback. Yeah, the purpose is to improve SCBD members outside regular meeting like this. You can exercise how to give feedback properly and not to limit progress only in regular meeting. How to do it? Just post the video in our WhatsApp group and someone can give you a feedback. For example, next please. Yeah, like this. I post my video about a topic. Can be a table topic, 1 to 2 minutes, or a paper speech, 5 to 7 minutes. Can be about a video, can be linked to YouTube, or just a voice note. And then after that, next please. Right, after that, someone will give you a feedback. For example, like this, there will be someone that give me a feedback, can be about the content, can be about the delivery, and etc. Okay, next.
Mati. Ini mati. Nah, enggak di kamar lagi matiin.
Okay.
Terus ini.
Start from 1 to
Kamu deketin ini
9 June 2023. The most frequent role taker will be
Ini kan tinggal diangkat dikit aja.
Okay, thank you. Who is that?
Enggak masuk.
Please unmute yourself. I can hear
Enggak
you.
ada except. Ini ada audience view-nya nih. Yang di sana berapa aja nih?
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, can somebody please unmute yourself if you're not speaking, please? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah. And start from 1 to 9 June 2023, the most frequent role takers will be rewarded. This was funded by our EXCO. So 500,000 for the first place, 300,000 for second place, and 200,000 for third place. And the eligibility is minimum 8 times role taking, which is 33% of the chance. And next. And how about EXCO and visiting Toastmaster? There is still a chance. That is 250,000 for the first place, 150,000 for second place, and 100,000 for the third place. Next, please. And enjoy now and reach then. And for my information, you can connect to our Instagram, or if you want to rewatch your performance on every Friday, you can visit our YouTube channel. So that's all for me. Back to you, our Toastmaster of the meeting, Toastmaster Ishraki. Woo!
Yeah. Back again with me along the way from Radio Dalam to Senayan just to meet you, just to spend the Friday night with you guys. So thank you so much for everyone who already joined with us tonight. Yeah, like I said before, tonight is so special because we have edu speakers tonight. Uh, what I just want to confirm. What should I say? Lady or just Miss Lady? All right, just Lady. All right, we have Lady Marina. Maybe if you watch RCTI, you always she you always see her, but now you can have interaction with her. So, but before that, I wanna call our GE Toastmaster Uyun to introduce herself and also the rest of the team. So Toastmaster Uyun, the stage is yours.
Hello, happy morning, everyone.
Happy morning.
Miss Ledi Marina. So, though
Morning, happy.
evening, we always have the morning spirit. Thus, we say happy morning. Happy morning. So, as explained by Toastmaster Ishraki, our Toastmaster of the day, we will have sets of speeches and evaluation session. And not to forget, the important thing is the edu session from Ledi Marina. So the arrangement will be the educational speech first, and then later the prepared speech, and the last part is the evaluation. Evaluation is something that we cannot separate from Toastmasters because that is the heart of our organization. Not only evaluation for the prepared speeches, we also have evaluation for the whole meeting. We have sets of role takers that I will call one by one. So who are they? First, I would love to call our grammarian, Toastmaster Sabrina, who is online. So please, Toastmaster Sabrina, introduce your role. So how grammarian can help us to grow. The stage is yours.
All right, thank you so much. Happy morning, everyone. Thank you, Madam GE Toastmaster Uyun. My fellow Toastmasters and guests, my name is Sabrina, and I will be your grammarian for tonight. My responsibility is to listen to all of the speakers, especially to the language usage. So I will take note to the grammatical error and then the use of language in your speech. But don't worry, do not be afraid of making mistakes because we are going to learn together because I will give you feedbacks and then we can all learn. I will also capture like beautiful words, remarkable words, quotes that you use, and also the beautiful original thoughts that you have during your speech. And I will report it at the end of our sessions during the evaluations. Okay, that's all from me. Back to you, our GE.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sabrina. So grammarian will take note any grammatical errors that you may have later, but at the end, we will learn together. And we also have our timer. I think one of the key ingredients to be a pro speaker, maybe later we will learn from Miss Lady, is to keep our time. So we have here Toastmaster Adrian, who is offline here, who will introduce what a timer does. And because he's online, I think you will see kind of special arrangement here. So I think you can go on stage. Yep. Woo! All right, so please introduce what you bring.
Okay, hello, happy morning, everyone. So, so tonight I will be your timer. So my role is to make sure the whole meeting is on time.
whether it is our edit speech, Q&A, prepared speech, and evaluation speech. So we have three color here, which is green, yellow, and red. Okay. So for edu speech, we have 30 minutes. When the times comes to 25 minutes, I will sign Ledi Marina. Ledi Marina, green. So the green would means the 25 minutes already passed, and then the yellow would be 27 minutes, and the red one would be 30 minutes. So you need to wrap up your speech in another 30 seconds. Then we also have Q&A session for 15 minutes. We have 15 minutes, so the green sign would be 10 minutes, the yellow would be 12 minutes, and the red one would be 15 minutes. And also we have the icebreaker project from Toastmaster Ivonne, would be 5 until 6 minutes. Yeah, 4 to 6 minutes. After 4 minutes pass, I will sign you the green sign. The yellow sign would be on 5 minutes, and the red sign would be 6 minutes. Then for prepared speech, we have 5 until 7 minutes. 5 minutes would be green, 6 would be yellow, and the 7 minutes would be red. And we have also evaluation speech today, 2 until 3 minutes. 2 would be green, 2:30 would be yellow sign, and the red one would be 3 minutes. So you need to wrap up in another 30 seconds, I think. That's all from me. Back to you.
Before we move forward to our next introduction of one of role takers, we will have 1 minute of silence to pray to the late father of one of SCBD Toastmasters members, Toastmaster Tiara. His father just passed away, so we may pray for his late father to rest in peace, and may Allah grant him the best place. So I would love to lead this. 1 minute of silence starts now. So hope Toastmaster Tiara's family can stay strong, and we can treasure our life, treasure our health, and we also support our families as well to long life. So that's the 1 minute of silence. I would love to continue the role taker introduction. For the next is Toastmaster Alvin. We have here our and WOD counter. So it seems like new for you maybe. So means something that he will introduce, but for the WOD, it stands for word of the day. We have today. It's very special. Yeah. Maybe later Toastmaster Alvin can further express how you should say yeah. Okay, so the stage is yours, Toastmaster Alvin.
Yeah. Can I hear it for you? Yeah. Yeah, that is our word of the day. So why is yeah? Because last week we have our speech contest, and I see a lot of people compete in our club. We have 15 contestants. Yeah. So Congratulations for the winners, Toastmaster Genison, the best prepared speech, and Toastmaster Andika, the runner-ups, and Toastmaster Donna, the third place. In table topic, we have Toastmaster Donna, the first place, Toastmaster Andika, double silver this time, and Toastmaster Genison as the third place. And also the others that participate in club contest, you are awesome, right? Not everyone have a brave to take challenge in the speech contest, not a usual speech just like you do every Friday. So that is our word of the day. And also my role is to count the filler words. Yeah, so yeah, something like that. So that calls filler words. I hear from Toastmaster Nia from Ultimate that she said filler words is sometimes because you are not confident, because you are not sure what to say. And one recommendation I note from most AWOD counter is just slow down. Raise your volume so you can talk slowly and reduce your filler words, right? And slower your pace, you will decrease your filler words. This is my favorite roles because I still remember my first role, my first report as a speaker is 15. And the second times, is it going better? No, it comes to 20. And then third time it comes better. So don't afraid to take the chance and you will be better and better and better every single time. So that is my role. Back to you, our GE, Toastmaster Uyun.
Thank you, Toastmaster Alvin, for the introduction on NWOD counter role. And now I would love to call our ballot counter. So we have here someone who immigrate, is it immigrate, who came from another club visiting our club. So it's our honor. Here we have Toastmaster Ayash, who will introduce what does a ballot counter do. So the stage is yours, Toastmaster Ayash.
Okay, thank you, Madam GE. Hello, happy morning, everyone. Yeah. Okay, my name is Ayas, and I would serve as ballot counter. So my duty is to collect food. So you have chance to appreciate people because in Toastmaster, we learn not only about public speaking but also about appreciate people. So in this session, we will appreciate, we applause, and we have two sessions, prepare speaker and evaluator. So give your best vote. So that's all for me. Back to Madam G.
Wow, I cannot agree more to Toastmaster Ayash when he said that Toastmaster is not only for public speaking, but also to appreciate others. Because if you want to speak better, you need to listen better. And that is what also ballot count encourage to you all. So you listen better to each of speakers, then you can know who is the most favorite for you. So that's the introduction of our role takers tonight. And as a general evaluator, I will evaluate the whole meeting, what's supposed to happen throughout the meeting. And at the end, later, I will be back with you for the evaluation session. So I would love to call your active participation. Later, soon after this, we will have the educational speech from Ledi Marina. So I also encourage the online participants as well. If you have any question, feel free to let us know later. Yeah. All right. So enjoy the session. Back to you, Toastmaster Ishraki.
Year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. Yeah! Happy morning, everyone. Happy morning, my fellow Toastmasters and soon to be Toastmasters. It's such an honor for me to become your Tom. Like our GE already said, we have 3 sessions tonight. We have edu speech session, prepare speech session, and also evaluation. So, are you ready for the edu speech session? Yeah, in the on-site is ready. So how about the online? Hello, online people, are you ready?
Ready.
Ready. All right. It's all of us is ready, but before that, I wanna introduce our edu speaker for tonight. Ledi Marina, news anchor from 2014 until now, lead anchor of Seputar Indonesia Pagi, lead anchor of Seputar Indonesia Siang, and also producer of Seputar Indonesia Siang, and have experienced interviews Indonesia's top political figures such as Mr. President Joko Widodo, Donald Trump, and also Haritanu Sudibyo, and on a special interview, and also Vice President Kiai Haji Ma'ruf Amin on the Lebih Dekat Dengan Kiai Haji Ma'ruf Amin. So without any further ado, please welcome our edu speakers, Ledi Marina. So Ledi Marina, the stage is yours.
Happy morning, everyone.
Happy morning.
Happy morning, everyone. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Ledi Marina. As you already heard, that I am a journalist who have been working in the industry for about the past 10 years. And it's an honor for me to be here, standing in front of you and be able to share my knowledge, something that I've been learning for the past 10 years. And as you have already heard, that I'm a journalist who have been working for a news station that has been airing for the past 32 years, which is Seputar Indonesia RCTI. So it's a pleasure for me to be here and again share what I've been learning for the past 10 years. But before we begin the class, I'd like to ask to you about what is the reason that you joined this public speaking class? Or I shall begin the question with how many of you still feel nervous when it comes to public speaking? Oh, all of you. Wow, it's shocking. Wow, it's shocking actually. Okay, so each of you still feel nervous when it comes to public speaking. Okay, right then. Okay, now I shall begin the question with, can we go to this slide? Next. Okay, I want everyone to read this sentence. I would like to ask you about how many F you find in this sentence. Okay, enough counting. How many of you see 3 Fs? Everyone who joined online, you can raise your hand on the, I think there's a raising hand. It is Zoom. It is Zoom, right? Yes, okay, so you can raise your hands. How many of you see 3 Fs? 3? Any one of you? 3 F? No? Okay, 4. 4 Fs. How many of you see 4? 5 Fs? Okay, 1. Okay, 5 Fs. Nice. 6 Fs. 6. Okay, nice. What about 7 Fs? 7? 7? Okay. What about 8? The last one. How many of you see 8 Fs? How many of you? You still counting or not confident yet? Okay, how many is it actually? 6. What is the word that you always miss counting that? It is actually important. Off. That's true. See? You always miss counting the word off. It's a small part. You don't really count that, but actually it is the most important word. Without off, this sentence will never be completed. And so does communication. We tend to think about the bigger thing that we thought, well, this is the most important part. We used to think, or we used to spend the nights thinking about the words that we want to say in front of people. Turns out, it is not the word that is the most important, but how you deliver the words. That is way more important than the words itself. About your voice, the tone that you use when you speak in front of people, about the way you look at people in the eye, about how you manage your body language, turn to be the most important part in speaking in front of public or your public speaking skills. Can we go next? Okay, so the question next is, does communication process words only? Does communication process words only? Yes or no? Of course, no. There are a lot of things that people actually process during your public speaking during your time owning the stage? Okay, can we go next? Okay, next. So Dr. Albert Maherbain, which turns out to be a psychologist, actually makes some research. And as you can see, actually, the most important part in our public speaking skills is actually body language. So 55% from the way you owning the stage, people will actually learn or see you from how you manage your body language. That is the most important part of communication. And the second most important part is how you project your voice, the way you set your tone. Have you ever heard about how news anchor actually serving the news for you? Have you heard they use a high pitch? Have you ever heard? Never. They always use the lower pitch. Because the lower the voice, the calmer the voice, the calmer the audience. I never use my kind of dialogue voice when it comes to speaking in front of camera. I use this diaphragma voice. Because the calmer the voice, the calmer the audience. The more I put my voice, the lower I use the tone of the voice, it makes people feel, the more I look convenient to them. So people will believe about what I say in front of camera. I never use something like, "Selamat pagi pemirsa, apa kabar Anda?" No, I never use that kind of word. But how I deliver is like, "Selamat siang pemirsa, selain ketiga berita tadi, sejumlah informasi menarik lainnya masih akan kami hadirkan untuk Anda. Saya Ledi Marina dan inilah Seputar Indonesia." That's how I use the voice. Because the lower the voice, the calmer the voice, the calmer the audience. So how you project your voice, how you set your tone become the second most important part of your communication. And the last part, the least thing that may be very important about communication is the word that you speak. So sometimes when you get the chance to speak in front of people, we tend to spend the night to think about the word that we are going to say in front of people. Turns out that something that we spend overnight, the word itself, only take like 7%. People will only remember that 7%. But how you deliver the words, how you project your confidence, the way you see people in the eye, the way you project your voice, the way you set your tone, takes the most important part of your public speaking skills, of the way you communicate to people. Next. Okay, can we go next? Okay, so this is next again until the 3V appears, all of them. Okay, so this is the most important 3V in communication. The first one is verbal. The second one is your vocal. And the last one is visual. As I already told you that the body language and the voice plays the most important part. So it's 93% of your communication from vocal and visual. Visual is like your appearance, how you manage your posture, how you see people in the eye. It's all visual. And vocal is something that I project right now, the voice tone. Okay? And the last one is verbal. Verbal is the words that you say to people. It only takes like 7% from the whole communication that you do. People will only remember that 7%. So don't spend overnight thinking the word that you're going to say, but spend it overnight thinking how you deliver the words, because it's more important. No matter how powerful your words might be, when you cannot deliver it in the right way, people will never remember that. So how you deliver it, from your body language, from your voice, from how you see people in the eye, that is more important, because that is more powerful than the words itself. Okay, can we go next? Okay, so I shall begin it with eye contact. Next. Okay, As you can see that based on research, 4 minutes of uninterrupted eye contact could increase intimacy. How many of you have any fight with your spouse or with your boyfriend or girlfriend and choose to spend it with argumentation instead of just sitting down, staying in quiet and see each other in the eye? How many of you? Like you choose to spend it with an argumentation instead of sitting down, staying quiet and see each other in the eye. Have you ever tried to actually finish some kind of problems that you have maybe with your father, with your mother, with your spouse, with your girlfriend or boyfriend, with just sitting down, don't say any words at all, and just look each other in the eye? Have you ever tried that? Never. Now, if you have your problem with your mother or with your father, try it in your home. Don't speak any words. Don't argue your parents. Just sit down and look her in the eye. What happens after that? You'll no longer feel angry anymore. You'll realize about what your mother has done for the whole this time, what your father has done for this whole time, or about what your girlfriend or boyfriend has done to you, about how big their love. And then suddenly, maybe you can forget about your problem. It's true that when you look people in the eye, it can actually increase intimacy, increase the level of, the closeness to each other. So before you begin any argumentation, try to sit down, face each other, and look each other in the eye. Because based on research, having 4 minutes of uninterrupted eye contact can actually increase intimacy. So that's why if you see Mr. and Mrs. Smith, before they have any kind of like a sexy scene, they usually see each other in the eye without any interruption. And then, it happens, okay? It happens also when I, being the MC for a presidential event. The Secret Service agent always tell me that anybody who looks suspicious always look at Mr. President without any interrupted, the kind of eye contact. This kind of eye contact make people look very suspicious. By that time, usually, the paspam press will get close to these people and say, what do you mean? Okay, so be very careful. An uninterrupted eye contact for like 7 seconds minimum, like you're not blinking at all, it could actually means two things. First, you have a sexual consideration or bad intentions. Only have these two kind of meanings. So bad intention or sexual intentions. Okay, can we go next? Okay, so as I already told you, at the end of 4 minutes, each of person will feel closer to each other and more connected to each other. Can we go next? Okay, now this is a video that made by a scientist. It's actually refugees who lived in Germany, and they make an eye contact with people who live there. And let's see what happened between the people who live in Germany and the refugees that comes to Germany. Let's see. Can we play that?
Have a nice mustache. 4, 5, 6, 5. Mit 6, 5.
Are you new in Baden?
Yeah, 8 months.
And are you alone here or with your family?
No, I don't. This life, sometime nice, sometime not good.
Hi. Beatrice.
Hafiz.
Oh my god, I'm keeping my eyes on you. Oh.
Oh.
Hello. I expect you to ask my number. Be a strong man.
Thank you so much.
We will go to the zoo,
Uh-huh.
maybe this few days.
Oh,
I
that's
will
so
text you if you would like to.
I
It's
would
good.
love it. Of course. You can do it.
Check. So I think that's all. Okay, what kind of lessons that you might get from this video? Very strong message. You can actually feel people's pain from their eye. So a wise man once said that eyes is the window to the heart. Usually, because I'm a journalist, I used to observe people. So usually, the thing that I notice from people is their eyes. From that, I can actually learn about their character. Because it's true that eyes is the window to the heart. Your eyes actually tell the truth what your smile hides. Your eyes can actually tell someone else about what your smiles hide. So be very careful with your eyes because it can actually speak the truth. So with having an eye contact with someone else, we can have three kind of advantage. First, you make people feel connected with you. Can you go next? Okay. And second one, it projects your confidence level. Previous. It's not done yet. The previous one. So you make people feel connected, and then it projects your confidence level, and also it makes people feel comfortable to speak to you or to having any conversation with you. Okay, we go next. Okay, next. Now, the question now is what kind of eye contact that you can actually give to people or you can give to your audience when you have when you own the stage or when it comes to public speaking. I can say that there are three kind of eye contact that you can give to your audience. The first one is, go next. The first one is the sweep. The sweep means that you don't see people in the eye, you don't hold your gaze for more than 3 seconds to someone. You just, like sweeping the floor. You're just going there and everywhere. It helps you to divide the attention to everyone. So you give attention to everyone in the room so people feel connected with you. Everyone in the room feel connected to you. Okay? And the next one is actually the spot. Can we see the next one? The next type of eye contact is actually, I call it the spot. So the spot, usually you can do it if you have like small group discussion, like 5 or 7 people, and when you have something very important to say to someone. So you can actually give the spot. So to each other, you can actually giving a stop or a pause to each of your participants on the group. So people on the group actually feel connected, and also they feel that there's something important that you want to say to them. And the last one, can we go to the next one? I call it as, next, the float. I used to give the float when we have, we have the kind of sitting arrangement, the cinematic sitting arrangement from the bottom to the top. When you have this kind of sitting arrangement, your audience sit in this kind of cinematic sitting arrangement, you can give them the float. The float means you can give that zap kind of look people. So from the left side in the up, and then you go down side, like making the letter Z. Okay. And then the next one, you can see. So there are 3 types of eye contact: the float, the sweep, and the spot. Now, the question is, how long did you have to hold looking people in the eye without blinking? How long it takes? Until 3 seconds? Anyone else? Maybe 4 seconds? Okay. How long it takes to hold the gaze with someone without making people feel uncomfortable with your gaze? How long it takes? 1 second. Just 1 second, like that. How long it takes? 20 seconds without blinking. Whoa. 20 seconds like this. And do you feel comfortable by me saying this? For 20 seconds? Are you sure? Okay, let's see. This is the video. We made, there are some researchers in UK, if I'm not mistaken. They make this kind of research, and let's see how long it takes to make people feel comfortable with our gaze. Looks like a murder. Let's time it. Okay, 1 second is too. I think it's too quick. It's too long now. So how long it takes? It's actually 3 seconds. So if you look people in the eye and holding your gaze, you're not blinking for more than 3 or until like 7 seconds, it started to have 2 kind of meaning. Either you have a sexual intention or you have a very bad intentions to that someone. So don't hold your gaze for more than 7 seconds without blinking. The normal one is actually 3.3 seconds. That's the normal one. So when you look people in the eye, more than 3 seconds starts to blink. Don't forget to blink. Even when you see Ariel Noah in front of you, blink. Okay? Don't forget to blink. It's very important. Usually we use to not blink when someone that we idolize so much, we start to do this kind of gazing. Right? Don't do that. When it comes to public speaking, especially when you own the stage, when you look people in the eye, 3 seconds, blink. No matter how good looking he or she might be, blink. Okay? Don't hold your gaze more than 3 seconds without blinking. Because people can actually, they can actually think that you have bad intentions or sexual intentions. Okay, now we go next. About eye contact, do you have any questions? This part? Yes. Mm-hmm. Of course. I mean, like, if you listen to others and you're listening, every 3 seconds you blink. You don't listen like this. You don't listen like that, right? When you listen to people, you blink. Usually, when I speak to people, how I actually just no longer holding my guess, but trying to give it to something else and then go back to him is actually after 10 seconds. So after 10 seconds, I'll speak to you like this. I'm going to say something to someone. I'm going to look away for just 1 or 2 seconds, and then I'll look back to you. But it's not in the class, because when I'm in the class, I'm going to give you undivided attention because I'm sharing you something. I want you to feel connected with me, and I want you to understand about what I'm saying to you. So I will give you an undivided attention, unless that I'm having conversation. Let's say we are having a coffee in a coffee shop, and then we're sitting down facing each other. You talk about your love life, or you talk about your life in work, or how is it going with your life right now. Every 10 seconds, when you're speaking to someone, break the gaze, look away, and then back. It's when you speak to someone, okay? But when you hear them, give them undivided attention. It will be more polite. So because it means that the people that you are talking to is listening to you, okay? Okay, anything else? Any question? Next. Serious thing to people? Well, very serious. Of course, you have to blink. I mean, like, if you talk something really serious, do you always say like, I want to talk something very serious to you. You need to listen to this. And you're not blinking until 10 seconds. You don't do that? Do you do that? Of course not. Of course not. The way you talk to people about something important is actually from your voice. Usually, the more important it is, the more I'm going to make my voice really low. Have you ever see about parents with their children in a mall when their children running away everywhere? When the parents start to yelling like, "Budi, jangan kemana-mana dong!" You can see actually that kids keeps running away. But when the parents actually lower their voice and say something like this, "Budi, kalau kamu masih lari, ibu nggak akan beliin kamu mainan. Stop di sini." What happens next? The children starts to stop running away. So when you want to say something very important, use your voice. Lower your voice. It makes people hear you more because you tend to be very wise and powerful. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. It means how many? 27 minutes left. Or I have already done 27 minutes. 27 minutes. Okay. We go next. Rule of eye contact. Okay, we can skip this one. You already heard me. That you have to nod to people when they say something, break the gaze every 10 seconds, and etc. Okay, now we'll learn about one of the most important, which is gesture. Okay, can we go next? I want you to...
I think it was disgraceful that the intelligence agencies...
What is so wrong about Donald Trump? And we will compare him with...
I think it was disgraceful that the intelligence agencies allowed any information that turned out to be so false and fake out. I think it's a disgrace. And I say that, and that's something that Nazi Germany would have done and did do. I think it's a disgrace. That information that was false and fake and never happened got released to the public. As far as BuzzFeed, which is a failing pile of garbage, writing it, I think they're going to suffer the consequences. They already are. And as far as CNN going out of their way to build it up, and by the way, we just found out I was coming down. Michael Cohen, Michael Cohen is a very talented lawyer. He's a good lawyer in my firm. It was just reported that it wasn't this Michael Cohen they were talking about. So all night long, it's Michael Cohen. I said, I want to see your passport. He brings his passport to my office. I say, hey, wait a minute. He didn't leave the country. He wasn't out of the country. They had Michael Cohen of the Trump Organization was in Prague. It turned out to be a different Michael Cohen. It's a disgrace what took place. It's a disgrace. And I think they ought to apologize to start with Michael Cohen.
Sir, since you're attacking us, can you give us a question?
Go
since
ahead.
No, Mr. President-elect.
Go ahead.
President-elect,
Go ahead.
Since you are attacking
No,
our news
not you.
organization,
Not
can
you.
you give us a chance?
Your organization
You are
is
attacking
terrible.
our news organization.
Your organization
Can you give
is
us a
terrible.
chance
Let's
to ask
go.
a question, sir?
Go ahead.
Sir, can
Quiet.
you state,
Quiet.
Mr. President-elect,
Go ahead.
can you state
She's asking a
categorically...
question.
Yep. What kind of hand gesture that is so wrong about Donald Trump? This hand.
Pointing out.
Yes, pointing out. When you use this, it means that you are so arrogant and you don't want to be interrupted at all. So don't ever use this kind of hand gesture when it comes to public speaking. What about if someone asks me, how do I point them? This way, just like Japanese people do. This way. Any questions? Oh yeah, you, please. Now, I'm just giving an example, okay? So if anyone asks, don't point them this way, but this way. This is more polite. So this hand gesture is very bad, but this is the nice hand. It means that you are open to public. It means that you are open to any kind of questions, and means that you are open as a leader. Okay. So actually, when it comes to public speaking, there are so many things that we can learn from body language, which included your posture, your gesture, your eye contact, your vocal, and a lot more. But because I only have like 30 minutes in this class, so I have to stop it right now and wrap them up. But what I can say to you, oh yeah, see, there's, no, previous. So when you are nervous, you tend to cover your vital organs. Do you actually realize when you are nervous and when you're owning the stage, you used to have this kind of hand gesture in front of people? You tend to actually try to cover your vital organ or anything in front of this. Because it means that you are not confident enough to own the stage. When it comes to public speaking, try to be as open as possible. Put your hands like this. It means that you are confident. Don't do this. Or don't do this. It means you're not confident enough. But do this. Open your body wide open. It makes you look more confident. Me and Tika are having Magna talks. So if you are having any kind of questions or you want to know more about how to own the stage, how to having a public language skills that like a professional, you can actually contact us in here. You can see there's a contact over there. So Tika will actually tell you more about these Magna talks. Now I'm going to call Tika. The stage is yours.
Actually, I'm not ready for this, but okay. So let me introduce. So me and Marina is an old friend. We met in 2012, and we have a different job. Marina become, journalist, broadcasting, and I'm actually in BUMN Angkasa Pura, but we still have a good friendship until now. So we go to make this Magna Bicara because this is our dream. We want to make something good between us, have dreams to make our dreams come true. So here we are. We have Magna Bicara in here. So if you want to have public speaking skills or training about public speaking, just calling us. We can arrange everything you need about public speaking. Also, next please. We open some class. It's about, this Ledi Marina. We all know about her. Okay, next. Actually, I'm just learning a lot from public speaking too, yeah. So this is why you choose Magna Bicara, because actually we really can adapt all you need. We can customize that all you need to us. Next. Next. Okay. Yeah, this is our class. So first we have how to on the stage and when people start. Actually, all you hear now is resume about this class. And also how become MC and moderator. Next, we also have class to have a good presentation. Next, and also personal branding. So if you want to have this class, just calling me or Marina. I think that's all. Thank you so much for having us in here.
Okay, happy morning, everyone. Now I'd like to open any kind of question and answer session. Okay, is there any one of you want to ask? Yes, please. Mhm. Usually, when you have a talk show, you're not having the show right away. You have the backstage moment. Usually in normal life, I mean, like in the stage life, when I'm on the stage as an MC or moderator, I always have. There's a very, I mean, like a very minimum kind of possibilities that I don't have that kind of backstage moment unless that the speakers is an artist who is very busy or a minister who is very busy. But usually I used to have like 1 minute or until like 2 minutes, at least for handshake. Like I'd like to get to know about these speakers. I think when we do a handshake and I have the ice breaking moment, I used to do a research, of course, about my speakers. So I usually see about what they usually do, or do they have any special moment? Like if they're celebrating a birthday, like 2 or 3 days before, I like to greet him like, "Halo Pak Menteri, selamat ulang tahun." That's what I do. That's how I build the closeness between each other. So by that, by saying I'm saying happy birthday, he feels like, oh, you know my birthday? And then, well, it's a nice breaking moment. They tend to feel like there's no more nervous, there's no more like a gap between us from the speaker with the MC or moderator. We become close to each other. So I used to do some research, a small research about my speakers from their media social. It's very easy actually nowadays. You can actually see them from TikTok, from Instagram actually. They always post about what's really special on that day, or is there any special events going on their ministry, for example. So I can actually begin a conversation from that events, from the birthday or from the picture that they share with the family. So I can say that happy birthday to your children, or happy birthday to your grandchildren, or congratulations for your new grandchild, for example. So by having that kind of conversation, I already, break the ice, break the gap between us. Okay. So is it fully understood? Mhm.
Well, I was the moderator,
Mhm.
so I didn't have the time to
Mhm.
chat with him.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's one of the example when we don't have that ice-breaking time.
Okay, so give it a surprise. I usually, when I already on the stage and I have to break the ice because, well, we have no backstage moment, but I have to make it looks very fun. The session is not boring at all. I used to begin it with some pantun. That works very well nowadays. Trust me. So before you on the stage, try to think a very good pantun. It might be very well. It can be better if you can think some kind of like a funny pantun. But it's funny, not just the minister who sits next to you that's going to laugh, but everybody in the room is going to laugh. So do some pantun. That's the way out. Okay. 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 Next, is there any questions? Okay. Yes, please. Mm-hmm.
How about when we in the stage and we don't use the mic, but is it okay we try to open like this, like pramugari, like open?
Okay. So usually when you see anchor doing an explanation in front of people, for example, it's like one segment explanation. For example, why the price of oil going up right now, and they have to do it like a 4 minutes explanation. They have their microphone, they clip on, we call it clip on their dress or on their suit. They're going to use like this. With my clip-on is actually already set in my dress. I used to have this kind of hand gesture, the pyramid.
Halo, selamat siang pemirsa. Kami akan menjelaskan kepada Anda apa yang menyebabkan minyak dunia saat ini naik harganya. Yang pertama kita akan lihat dari sini bahwa ada beberapa penyebabnya. Use this kind of thing.
If you don't hold the microphone like this. But if you have to hold the microphone, how can I hide the nervousness? Do it like this. I'm going to teach you the posture that makes you look confident. Now I want all of you to stand up. Okay, so I want you to take a deep breath with your hands going like this. 1, 2, both of them.
This is your posture. This is your posture, your best posture that makes you look confident. So 5 centimeters from your back spine. 5 centimeters from your back spine, you have to lock it up. And you in front of people, don't do it like this. No, it makes you look
not confident at all. Don't do it like this also. It makes you look arrogant. But do it like this. It's your normal posture that makes you look confident. Hold this posture. In as long as you own the stage, hold this posture. Now you can actually sit down. Thank you. Hold this kind of posture. It can help you to boost your confidence and hide your nervousness. Like if you're feeling nervous, your heart starts beating fast, your pulse is rising. The way actually to hide it is actually to manage a good posture. By managing a good posture, people will believe that you are confident enough when actually, no, you're not. It's okay. But how you hide it in front of people is actually the more important thing. So I used to say like, fake it until you make it. You can fake your confidence level until you own the stage and you actually know your audience and you start to feel confident, really confident about yourself. So that's how you hide your nervous. Okay. Is there anything else? Okay, sure. Is there anyone of you want to ask to me?
Yes, I would like to ask you. My name is Sabrina. Hello. I have questions. So for delivering speech, most of the place setting, the stage is higher than the audience. But some others, you will have the same eye level. For example, if you are doing seminar or something like that, or you are hosting an event, or even sometimes the audience is higher than you because the setting is like a theatrical, something like that. So will there be a different strategy to make eye contact in that kind of setting?
Yes, I already told you. If it's theatrical, use the Z letter. You can people see and swipe people from the bottom, and then you go crossing them, and then you go sweeping again on the top. So you make the Z letter, and go the other way around. You get the point? So when it's the theatrical setting arrangement, you do the Z kind of eye contact. So it helps you to divide the attention and makes people feel connected with you, each of them in the room. No matter how far, maybe you cannot reach them, but by doing this kind of Z letter kind of eye contact, it makes people feel connected to you. Okay?
How about the same level?
The same eye level, you do the sweep. I already told you before. You do the sweep. You look people all. You're just giving the spot the kind of eye contact, the spot. If you want to say something important, you stop to few people giving a pause. There's an important point that you want to deliver or important message that you want to deliver. But if there's no important point that you want to deliver, just do the sweep. See people, everyone in the room. Give the same attention to everyone. Okay?
Yes.
Is it clear?
Okay, thank you. Yes, clear.
Pleasure. Next one. Is there any question? Anything else? Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But how? Speak slowly. Speak slowly. Don't be in a rush. Slowly. By speaking slowly, it means that you enjoy your time on stage. The more people usually think by speaking fast, especially in English, people want to look smart and look like they can speak English fluently. No, it's wrong. When you want to own the stage and make people listen to you, speak slowly. Give some pause. When you give some pause, people will going to waiting what kind of words that you are going to say next. By that, people actually, you hook your audience. So speak slowly. Give some pause. You don't need to be in a rush. Why you need to? You want to own the stage. You want to enjoy that. So when you enjoy the moment, speak slowly. People will listen to you. And by that, by you speak slowly, you're no longer sounds like very nervous at all. Okay? You no longer sounds nervous. You look more confident because you speak slowly. You give, you try to deliver each point clearly. So by that, people will hear you also. They will listen to you because you give some pause to them. Okay? Do I make myself clear? Okay, right. Anything else? Or anyone else want to ask? Maybe one last one. Let me give, okay. A difficult topic, okay. Do you have some time to prepare about the presentation before you speak to your boss? Bad news. Speak honestly, but choose your words wisely.
Yes, but in terms of gesture, for example, there's what do I say? Advice or in terms of gestures maybe.
To your boss, do you
Yes.
like you're speaking one by one, like facing each other?
Yes, like that. for
Okay,
example.
first you have to be polite. No matter how, is it a bad news or a good news?
Bad news, bad news.
More like bad news. Okay, when you say something bad, first, as I already told you, if it's important, lower your voice. Pak, saya permisi mau bicara. Don't just make your voice or the pitch of your voice become so high, like, Pak, saya mau bicara, ini penting banget. No. Pak, boleh ada waktu? Saya mau bicara. You sound really calm when you speak. And then when it comes to speak something really important or bad news, you can actually begin it with the word sorry. Maaf Pak sebelumnya. Mungkin ini kabarnya agak kurang menyenangkan. Tapi saya harus bicara jujur karena ini untuk kelangsungan perusahaan. You feel like, ouch, what is this? Then you can actually speak honestly. But choose your words carefully. I have to say it in bahasa, diksi itu penting. So if you want to say something really important, try to be as polite as possible, especially when it comes to bad news. And then the question might be, how can I pick my own diksi? Read. Dengan banyak membaca, kita jadi kaya. Kaya akan pilihan kata. So the more you read, the more you become rich in vocabulary. So you can pick your words carefully. Read.
Or if you actually just giving up, trying to say the bad news, you can actually just, okay, what is the Google for this vocabulary? Or you can Google it. What is the nice words for this vocabulary? I cannot find it. Cari dengan cara yang lebih sopan bahasanya. Because when we give something really shocking to people, people tend to be very defensive, right? So you do it in a very polite way. Lower your voice, ask, but do you have time? Can we talk? And lower your voice. Don't say, Pak, saya keburu-buru, Pak. Tolong, Pak, ini penting banget, Pak. No. People will actually think like, it's not really important because you keep your pitch too high. So lower the voice. Pak, boleh ada waktu? Saya mau bicara sebentar aja. Kayaknya keuangan perusahaan lagi agak kurang baik, Pak. Beberapa bulan terakhir. Saya harus jujur kalau nge-review, this is really bad for our company. I think we need to lay off some people in our company, which is maybe not really working efficiently for the past few months. You use your voice really low, okay? But you try to pick the words carefully. You don't say something like, kita rugi nih, Pak. Enggak kan? But you say something really polite, like, saya lihat keuangan perusahaan lagi goyang, Pak. Kalau saya review, saya harus jujur, kita kurang efektif beberapa bulan belakangan. See, you pick your words carefully. Okay. So, do I make myself clear for you?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Okay. I think. Is there anything else or anyone else want to ask? Are we clear now? Okay. Since I think the time is up, so that's all. I hope that the past 30 or 45 minutes will be useful for you to own the stage and how to deliver your message carefully and on point so people will understand you easier and better. My name is Ledi Marina. I'm signing off the stage. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
All right, thank you so much to our edu speakers for tonight, Kak Ledi Marina. So thank you so much. Maybe Kak Ledi can come back again to the stage to have the certificate of appreciation. Please, is there any meme in sosmed? Take a picture. Yeah, thank you so much, Kak Ledi. All right, so the perks of being on site, attendance, please come to the stage and yeah, take a picture together with our edu speakers. And for online, don't be sad. You can open your camera so we can take a picture of you also. Don't worry, guys. Yeah, you may come to the stage now so we can take a picture together with our edu speakers. So for the online attendance, please open your camera. Hello, Gandhi. I see you. Hello, everyone. Please open your camera. Eliko, Rudy Chandra. All right.
Atau di belakang? Di you can get all of the three. Yes. In 3, 2, 1, close the door. Okay. One more. 3, yeah. Online, please be ready. 3, 2, 1, close the door. All right. All right. Yes. Yay, 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 yay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, we just come back. Yeah, what's up, what's up, what's up? All right, thank you so much, our edu speaker for tonight. So I just want to start to practice it with the lower voice, like om or uncle. And yeah, to start, so this moment will start our prepared speakers. Like I said, like general evaluator already said, and I also said, we have prepared speaker session for tonight. We have 3 speakers. 2. Sorry, my bad. 2 speakers for tonight. So let's welcome our first prepared speakers, which is Toastmaster Ivonne, along the way from Taiwan, right? Toastmaster Ivonne.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Toastmaster of the evening is Rocky.
Yeah.
Hi, thank you. Thank you.
All right. So we will hear Toastmaster Yvonne's speech, but before that, I will call Toastmaster Anna as Toastmaster Yvonne evaluator to introduce Toastmaster Yvonne. Toastmaster Anna, the screen is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shiraki. It is my pleasure tonight to evaluate our best friend far away from Taiwan tonight, Toastmaster Yvonne. She will do her icebreaker speech, how I always love the icebreaker speech, from her pathway presentation mastery. The purpose of her speech tonight is to introduce herself to the club and also for her to learn the basic structure of a public speech. So let's welcome our speaker, Toastmaster Yvonne, my secret formula. My secret formula, Toastmaster Yvonne, the screen is yours.
Yeah, let's give a
Hey, thank you, Ella. Thank you. Hello. How many of you can cook? Can you cook better than me? Please raise your hand. Okay. Thank you, fellow Toastmaster and most welcome guests. I love cooking so much. It helps me relax myself whenever I feel uncomfortable. Tonight, I would like to remind you when cooking how it lands for you. Cooking is not just cooking. Cooking is so important. It's a kind of sensory experience involving touch, tongue, smell, eye, and the hearing. Can you imagine that when cooking, all 5 sensory actually is developing a memory and an emotional processing. So why not love cooking? Okay, fellow Toastmaster, now let me invite you enjoy tonight's meal. One of my favorite gourmet Okay, let me show you my slide. Give me 1 second. Can you guys see that? My slide?
Yes, we can, Yvonne.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. So how can you let me know what are your feelings when you see these dishes? Yummy? Hungry? I think both of them. Why? So what is the main dishes in this noodle soup? Can everyone pick out? Here you can see what is this? It's the bean sprout. So that is what tonight I would like to share with you. So what is the bean sprout? Actually, it's the main ingredient in Taiwan. When we eat noodle, it's a must. We have to eat the bean sprouts because it's tasty and it's so nutrition in our body. So you may want to know what are the benefits to taking the bean sprouts. I think first has a lot of protein, fiber, and full of vitamin A and C. And the other, it can prevent cancer and circulation, help our body circulation. And the other point, it can help us reduce weight. Why? It's a lot of the benefit. Take this bean sprout. So maybe you have the question, do I need to buy it? Of course, no. You don't need to buy it because people enjoy growing their vegetable, especially for this mung bean sprout at home. So why I have to grow it by myself instead of buying from the market? Since when you sprout it, it's very easy to grow it at home. The most important, it can prevent toxic. It's a non-toxic. It's harmless because you made it, you grow it by yourself. You check it by yourself. So it's impossible polluted by the toxic. And the other point, so you may have question how to sprout the mung bean, how to grow it. Now let me introduce briefly to you. You can see from the slide, yeah, it's very simple. You just buy a little or some mung bean sprout, and then you put in the basket with the holes, then cover with a piece of kitchen paper, and every day you just water every day. No need the soil. It's not necessary. And next one, just only the third day, the sprouts comes out. When you see that, you feel so happy. Yeah, this Lunar New Year, I make it, and my relative all they take it, they feel so happy. Think it's tasty, very great. So after 7 days, this is my harvest from the bean sprout. And when you cook it, you can mix some ingredient like carrots or the other dishes. This is the mung bean sprouts recipe. Everyone, do you like it? You can fry it. And this one, I cook it mixed with mushroom, and this is the Slater recipe. And the other one, you can mix different kinds of the dishes. And last one, mostly here in Taiwan, we cook noodle soup or dry noodle. It's a must. We have to put the bean sprouts. It tastes so delicious. And the other one, you can make the bean sprout with the hand roll and wrap up with the seaweed or some flour crust. It's so delicious. It's so yummy. Yeah. So all in all, this is my favorite cooking. And I also share in my some senior in my community. And now they are know how to make it. Okay, I think my time is already up. I will skip my slide. Thank you. This is my sharing back to our Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Yay, let's give applause to Toastmaster Ivonne already spill her secret formula. So yeah, congratulations to Toastmaster Ivonne. I'm so speechless. So sorry. Yeah, congratulations to Toastmaster Ivonne who already break the ice. Yeah, the ice just broken. So welcome to SCBD Toastmasters. Please give applause, online and offline. Yay, congratulations, Toastmaster Ivonne. So let's move to our second prepared speakers. Our next speaker is a Toastmasters and a trainer. He works with executives and entrepreneurs in the tech industry to help them achieve peak performance in their personal lives and business. So, without any further ado, I will call his evaluator, Toastmaster Hani. Toastmaster Hani, the stage is yours.
Okay, happy morning, my fellow SCBD and esteemed guests. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ahani. Tonight, I will be the evaluator for Toastmaster Genison that he will deliver in level, he will deliver project in level 4 is project motivate others. The pathway is motivational strategies. He will deliver in 5 until 7 minutes. This project with the purpose is to practice the skill needed to motivate team members through the completion of the project, and to share some of aspect and his experience to motivate the team. Without further ado, Toastmaster Genison Bertolino, worst team ever. Worst team ever, Toastmaster Genison Bertolino. Over to you.
Yes, thank you, honey. First, imagine that you are put in charge of a project with 3 other people. I was in the same place 4 months ago, and I could tell you that I met the worst team ever I've ever encountered in my life. First, there's this guy that has more than 2 decades of experience in the company, but he doesn't seem to have achievements. I even remember him tripping on the stairs somewhere at the company. I don't know why I remember it, but I remember it. It's such a very unimportant event, but I remember it. This guy, very clumsy, no achievements at all. 20 years of experience. Worst team member ever. And then the next guy, very bright future ahead of him, but seems to never know where he's going. He just joined the company, but there's already nothing he seems he can accomplish in his time. Seems like he should just quit now. And then the third worst team member ever, the guy that never accomplishes anything. You give him any task, he will not do it. You give him any goals, he will not achieve it. I gave him some tasks, but it always goes to the guy with the future. This is the worst team ever, with 3 very bad team members. But as you may have realized, they're all me. Imagine you are in a team, fellow Toastmasters. Imagine you are in a team with past you, future you, and present you. How do you command them? How do you motivate them so they can be the best team ever? First, 4 months ago, it was nothing for me. Like, I don't know what to do. I was going nowhere. I had something in mind for the future, but I don't know how to achieve it. That thing is, I want to become a trainer. But after making my resolve, I won't tell you the details of how I got this change, but my mentor recommended me 2 books. One is Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz, and the second is Atomic Habits by James Clear. And yeah, today I've already read this book like 10 times over in total. And the thing I learned is that to deal with past me, I need to have gratitude. I need to look at past me not as the worst team ever that never accomplished anything, that tripped on the stairs. I need to remember the things that I accomplished. I need to remember the positive things. I need to be grateful about the things that happened to me that is good. I have parents. I am privileged to live for several years in Singapore. I've lived for 20 years, 2 decades. I've experienced life for 2 decades. I need to change my outlook so I can motivate the past me to become someone that does not detriment my progress, but instead motivates my other group. For future me, I need to get in the mindset of outlook that it's not where I am now that matters. It's the trajectory of where I'm going that matters for future me. If I have not accomplished anything, if I have not become as rich as I wanted, whatever. As long as I'm going at a steady pace, day by day, future me will take care of itself. That's how you make future me motivate your team and not drag it down. And the present me, the toddler, as I would like to call it, how do you make present me into someone that doesn't push everything into future me, doesn't just procrastinate every day and suddenly makes every job you give it a future me's job to do? It's through the power of habits. As long as you do something every day, it's what I also subscribe to in the past 4 months. Do something every day and build up upon it. Instead of, I don't know, 10 minutes of browsing the internet when I wake up, maybe it's 10 minutes of stretches or walks with my dog. And then the next day I can build up on that. Maybe after 10 minutes of walking my dog, I can, I don't know, reward myself with a nice warm shower. This is the habits that matter. And so those are my experience in transforming myself, in the project of transforming myself throughout these 4 months. I dealt with past me by reminding it that don't remind yourself of the bad things that happened. Be grateful of the things you have. And for future me, it's not where you are now that matters. It's where you are going. It's your trajectory that matters. It's my trajectory that matters. And for present me, I built habits and made present me work for me instead of lazing around every day. And that's how I manage a team of 4 people that is all myself. Back to you.
What an inspiring speech. Like Toastmaster Genison pathway motivating. Yeah, I feel like motivated by that. Thank you so much because I'm on that situation also. Just get a stressful of the working. Even though last year I'm jobless, but now having a job just make me more stressful. Yeah, I don't know. Where's the life going? Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much for the motivating us tonight. So, yeah, that's the rest of our prepared speakers. And I want to check to our Mr. Timer. Are our speakers eligible to be voted? Wow. Wow. All right. Both of them just over time. So, Mr. VPE. Mr. VPE, I need your clue. Mr. VPE will be decided.
Yeah, we tend to be accountable for time. So even though all of you is not eligible in time, so no winner for a prepared speech for tonight.
Oh no. I think this is the very first time in SCBD we are not have a winner from the prepared speech. So congratulations, Ayasi. You just have a free time.
The one more thing, in speech contest, there are clubs that only have one prepared speech, but if he or she don't manage in time, the club doesn't have the winner as well. So just in case, next time you have your competitor is over time, you just talk anything, you still be a winner.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. So congratulations, Ayasi. You can have a free time now. So let's move on to the evaluation session. But by that, I will give the control to our GE Toastmaster Uyun. Toastmaster Uyun, the stage is yours.
Oh, thank you. A good decision. Our VPE. Now we move to evaluation session. First, I want to welcome our guests. Thank you for sparing your Friday night to come to our meeting today. Hope you enjoy. So after we have educational speech and then prepared speeches, now we will have evaluation session from the individual evaluator as well as the role takers that have been introduced in the beginning. All right. So I would love to call the first speaker for Toastmaster Ivonne's prepared speech. We have Toastmaster Anna from Bandung. All right, you have set up. So 2 to 3 minutes, we will have the time clue from Toastmaster Adrian. So we are looking forward to your evaluation. Toastmaster Anna, the Zoom is yours.
Yay! Thank you, Toastmasters Uyun, our Madam GE. First, I would like to congrats Toastmaster Yvonne to broke the ice, and also I believe broke your fear in delivering this speech in front of the public. Thank you, Toastmaster Yvonne, for sharing your secret with us. While you share about your cooks, we can really feel your passion about cooking. And that is what I love about your speech. You deliver it passionately, and of course, that makes you feel very comfort while you are sharing it, and also with a good pace. Your vocal variety and gesture is also good. Especially, for example, when you showed the taste bud included in cooking, like the tongue and everything you showed us. That was a good presentation, as in your pathway, the presentation mastery. So then, what can we do here to improve your speech to be better in the next time? Yvonne, I would like to share this secret as well with you. In online setting, we have a very limited stage, only limited to the wide of your camera can capture. So before you deliver your speech, please practice many times and make sure you have a good distance between you and the camera, because you were so good at the beginning. In the end, we cannot see you, right? Also, the second one is to maintain the eye contact. How to maintain your eye contact is by speaking and looking to the camera, not to the screen. When you are looking to the screen, we here will have an impression that you are looking quite down. But when you are looking to the dot, your camera, we will feel that you are speaking and looking at us. I also want to challenge you to use the advanced sharing in Zoom to make sure while you are sharing your PowerPoint, we can also see you, either you are in seated position or in standing. So when you stand, please rearrange your camera with yourself so we can still see you. And with that advanced sharing option, you can also see the timer. So good luck, Yvonne, to your next speech. Remember, keep practicing many times. Back to you, Toastmasters Uyun.
Yay! Round of applause to Toastmaster Anna, all the way from Bandung. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Anna. Yeah, it's our WOD today. So I hope I give the challenge to Toastmaster Hani, and the rest of role taker reports later can mention WOD. All right. So the second evaluator is Toastmaster Hani, will evaluate Toastmaster Genison's speech. So we are looking forward to listen to your evaluation, Toastmaster Hani. All right. So the stage is yours, Toastmaster Hani.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yur. Okay, I want to say let's give applause to Toastmaster Genison. Okay, because we already know the explanation from Mbak Ledi, so I try to practice like Toastmaster Genison, like this. Okay, I love during your speech, you look very confident. You open your body, you open your gesture. I notice you are really feel confidence and you know how to speak it effectively. And during your guest eye contact to the audience, you already know your stage in here. And the what excellence that that I want to tell you is the first, like the content of message. Use during your speech, you tell all of the sum of points that you want to inspire to others, because the project is to how to motivate the others, and to relate it, your project is you have a best ever team, and you tell by showing your great, the message is what I heard is by showing you're grateful with your habit, and you can manage team effectively, and you can create the project and starting from yourself first, and after that you can manage your team effectively. You explain that you build your leadership confidently to yourself, and you know how to manage the team, and you got the best experience and want to share to us. And the second, vocal variety and gesture. I like I want to say the opening. I like very your hand gesture and vocal variety. An example again, you mentioned the two things books that you inspire from your mentor, and you tell to the audience. And beside of that, I want to mention the area of improvement. One is if you meant to try to better for the next, you give the little bit next example. I mean, I noticed during your speech, you I didn't hear clearly what kind of an example project, or you mentioned that, wow, it is the big of successful that I want to share to you, because the purpose from this project is you share from your experience. It will be better you try to explain your little bit experience, one or two things, it's example, so we can know, oh, you can try to manage from the until Z, something like that. I think that's all from me. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Uyun.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hani, for the evaluation. So those are two evaluators for our session today. I would love to get the timer report from Toastmaster Adrian. How is it? Okay. Then with that time report, can we conclude that Toastmaster Anna is the... Okay. Then we can conclude. It's we don't need to wait for the Hall of Fame session. We have known our most favorite evaluator who can manage her time well. Toastmaster Anna, congratulations! Maybe today can be a reminder for us to manage our time better for the next sessions. All right. And next part is the evaluation from role takers. First, I would love to call our grammarian, Toastmaster Sabrina. Are you ready with the report?
Hi, Toastmaster Uyun. Can I go last because I have not finished yet?
All right. I think then, can I call Toastmaster Alvin? All right. Then we go to the grammarian report later. First, I would love to call Toastmaster Alvin, who counted the filler words and WOD today. So the screen and stage is yours, Toastmaster Alvin.
Yeah. 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 Okay, this is my report for other and WOD counter. Toastmaster Ayashi 3 so, Toastmaster Uyun 1 so, 1 yeah. And Toastmaster Ishraki 1 so, 4 yeah. Congratulations, you win it, bro. Toastmaster Anna, very clean like water. Toastmaster Yvonne, only 1 filler words. Toastmaster Honey, I hear more than 5 filler words. You can do it, Honey, you can do it better. And 2 repeated words, which is I and N. And from Toastmaster Genison, I hear 1 repeated words, which is there is already nothing. There is already nothing. This is the ANWOD report. Very good. Most of you maintain it lower than 5. I think more lower than 5 is good number. And for those that is more than 5, you can just practice, practice, and practice. Admit this report and save it for your future improvement. That's all from me. Back to you, Toastmaster Uyun.
Thank you, Toastmaster Alvin. Toastmaster Alvin is our best prepared NWOD counter because he has no preparation, meaning that he just been appointed to be AWOD today to replace the previous role taker. All right, so I hope Toastmaster Sabrina is ready.
Yes, all right.
So let's hear the grammarian report from Toastmaster Sabrina. The Zoom is yours.
All right, so sorry for before. I will try to show my screen. It's not really complete yet, but I will just talk about it. All right, so very great job for all the speakers, although winners for the prepared speech. Today, I'm going to show you several things that we can take home and we can learn together. First thing is about how do you say things, like your pronunciation and grammar corrections, a little bit feedbacks, and then some quotes that I hear, because I cannot like write down everything. So I just put some of the beautiful words that I heard tonight. Okay, so for the first thing, I would like to point out these 4 words. This is a very common and important words. I would like you all to practice with me. Yeah, so you can unmute, and also for the offline participants, also you can like together with me say it. Okay, the first word is vocabulary.
Vocabulary.
Yes, so sometimes we slip and we say it vocabulary or vocabulary. So please keep in mind that the B and U, you should sound like bu. So vocabulary.
Vocabulary.
Yes, nice. And then the second one is flour. So we also sometimes say this, like when we are describing ingredients and something like that. So let's try it together. Flour.
Flour.
Yeah, so it's not flour, but it's flour. So it has a in there. So once again, flour.
Flour.
Flower.
Nice. And then the third one is I would like you to like differentiate between passion and patient. So because some of our speakers saying this, so we would like you to be able to differentiate what the speaker means between passion and patience. Okay, so the first one, passion.
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 Passion, yes. And the second one is patience.
Patience.
Yes, nice. Thank you so much, everyone. And then next, a little bit grammar corrections. It's I hear, yeah, I heard. So someone saying he was tell me. So if it is a past tense that she means, so it should be he told me. So this is a past tense sentence. So, and then the second one, that made by. Well, if the sentence is meaning to be like a preposition, because made can have like another preposition that has a different meaning, like made of or made out or anything else. And if it's accompanied by, it's usually is also like a passive tense, a passive sentence, and then if it is past tense, it needs to has a to be. Yeah, so it needs to be addition. There should be an additional was there. So that was made by. All right, and then the third one is since it's tasty, very good. So because sorry, the taste here is a verb, yeah, not a noun, so it needs to change into taste, not without tasty, because tasty is an adverb, an adjective, I think. Yes. All right, so the next one, this is a very beautiful quote that we heard tonight. So eyes is the window of the heart. It's very beautiful, beautifully said by our speaker, edu speaker of today. And then the second one, I can tell the truth what your smiles hide. Yeah, so this is also very nice. And then I put this one by Yvonne because it makes us feel, you know, hungry and starving, and we want the noodle soup already for dinner. So you must have noodle soup with bean sprouts. So everyone, please pay attention to this. And then the other one, actually, I haven't been able to put it, is it's okay. So this is from Toastmaster Genison. I think he said, it's not where you are now that matters, it's where you are going. So it's the trajectory of your future that's important. And then, yeah, I think that's it from me. So thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sabrina, for the grammarian report. And now is the time for me to report what is my observation today. All right. So the first, I would love to really appreciate the logistics team. Congratulations to yourself. Oh, nice. Okay. So there is no technical glitch today. We have everything set up nicely. Put with this kind of head. There is no suara bocor. How you call it? Leakage, voice leakage. Everything is put properly. Camera, everything is set up very nice. So, and though I came late, I suppose that it's already set up before the guests coming. So, okay, there is a testimony here. All right. So I think if there is another offline in a bigger coverage, for example, district event, maybe we can call you. All right. Okay. Okay. And next is for the opening from Toastmaster Ishraki. I noticed it's quite brief because I just came and then suddenly you called me. Maybe for the opening, it can be longer a bit. Maybe I suppose it was only 2 minutes, maybe. But maybe it can be longer, at least 3 minutes. At least we can have the theme introduction as an icebreaker. And then overview of the meeting arrangement as well as the introduction of WOD. And then we move to the educational session. Very nice, I suppose. I think the sharing from Ledi Marina. And what I would love to appreciate is the audience attention. What I observe is that everyone is keeping their eyes to Ledi Marina. Oh, so beautiful. Oh, yeah, I agree. And then when we had also the videos played on the screen, everyone is paying attention to that as well. And I also like the engagement, some questions from the audience as well. Yeah, very nice. And then for the timer, thank you very much for making a good time record for us, and judgment from our VPE. Also, I think my first time that there's no winner because no one is eligible. And that's very fair. That's very fair. And I think it's a good reminder for us to pay attention to our time consumption. And for the NWOD counter, thank you. Dadakan like tahu bulat. But he could record and show us the visual aid as well. And I think the WOD today is quite difficult, yeah. Though it's only like, yeah, but it's difficult for me. And for the grammarian, thank you so much, Toastmaster Sabrina. You attempted to make visual aid for us. That's very helpful for everyone. And you also had 3 sections: pronunciation, grammar fix, and then the quotes. I think that's a good arrangement for grammarian report. And for the ballot counter, who will show his slide after this. Yeah, though we cannot see your link, that's, I think, a bad sign maybe. If ballot counter is jobless in a meeting, that is something that we have to watch out. And though it's a bit late, that's okay. I think we had a good session with Ledi Marina today. And that's all the evaluation from me. I would love to give the control to Toastmaster Ayash to give the appreciation to Toastmaster Anna.
Yay! Check. Okay. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are in awaited session. That's Hall of Fame. In this session, we will appreciate people who is the best based on the food. But today, unfortunately, we only have one, the best evaluator. Who is she? Okay, let's give applause to the best evaluator today. Goes to Toastmaster Anna May Liana. Woo! Congratulations, Toastmaster Anna. You did well your job. Okay. Next. Okay. So, fellow Toastmaster, if you enjoyed with this meeting, if you have fun, are you happy with this? Yes. So don't hesitate to contact us to join Toastmaster Club, our vice president of membership, Toastmaster Henny. So you can capture this and join Toastmaster as soon as possible. Okay. Thank you so much for your attendance. Back to Toastmaster Ishraki.
Yay! All right. Maybe tonight we just only have one winner, but I guess all of us are winner because we just complete our weekdays, start from Monday to Friday with your hustling and bustling. We just face any problem, I guess. So yeah, Friday night is a good time for chilling. So thank you so much for everyone from the on-site participant and also online participant. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all of you guys to join our session tonight. And yeah, don't forget to come our SCBD Toastmasters every Friday because you will have amazing Friday night with us. Thank you so much. I'm Rocky, your Tom for tonight, signing out. Thank you.
That's it, our educational session. So at least once a month, we do this kind of educational session. And another occasion, we can do some unusual things like next week, we will have a debate with Ultimate, battle with Ultimate. Please come on 14 February. Okay, before I close this meeting, I would like to hear from our guests. Maybe, please go to the stage. Your name? I forget. Melita. This is Master Melita. Where are you from?
Magical Bali.
Magical Bali, guys! Woo! What do you learn today?
Actually, your club inspired our club, like Michiko Bali. They, yeah, I heard familiar voices like Uyun, and then I heard your name, like you're famous in our area. Yes, yeah, exactly. Our area director say hi to you, Amelia, and yeah, that's why. Yeah, I fly to Bali to from Bali to Jakarta only to come. No, essentially I'm on a work trip, and then and I would like to spy your club meeting, and then I guarantee that you guys take this meeting so much fun but seriously. So I can see that you're setting up that the hybrid meeting is not that easy, even though I was like, I can do it, the hybrid meeting, but you succeed to it. And why you're so nervous? Yeah. Yeah, fun. So it's such a pleasure for me to join this meeting finally in person, and I hope you can join us in Bali as well. Whenever you come to Bali, just reach me out. Uyun has my number. Yeah, so yes, of course. We have a conference this year. Yeah. So you guys. Oh, exactly right. Alvin and the gang. Alvin and the gang. Well, anyway, thank you so much, everyone. I'm so happy that I can join this meeting.
Thank you so much, Mas Matia. By the way, I will be very happy to share how to do this hybrid. We keep learning every week. I still remember our first time is kind of weird because there is a delay from the microphone and the speaker. We keep learning over and over. We buy electronic device. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it works. It just waste some money. But now we already kind of good standing, but still learning. Still learning. That's the good of hybrid settings. Maybe one more from guest. Okay, please, bro. What is your name and where are you from?
Hello everyone, my name is Pancar. I'm from Jakarta. So I just got home from office, and I think that I would like to come over because I heard that you have offline meeting as well, right? And I think this is my second attendance in SCBD Toastmaster, and I think this is my first offline session. So I really enjoy it, and I really like the session today. So I think that's it from me. Thank you, everyone.
Usually, if you visit 2 times, a third time, usually you can become member. Yeah. Yes, no, that's it. No, Force. Thank you for coming, Pancar. By the way, Toastmaster is a good platform for you to learn. Sometimes I just force somebody to join Toastmaster because you will benefit. It's different if I want to sell a phone. Maybe you don't need it, but believe me, Toastmaster will change your life, bro. Thank you, Pancar. See you again. Maybe another guest want to have some voice? Yes. What's your name? Join me on the stage. Both? Okay. Are you in couple? No. Just friend? Oh, coming. Okay. Please tell me your name and where are you from and what you learned today.
Thanks, Toastmaster Alvin. So, hi everyone. Hi. Sorry for losing up my mask. All of you can call me Reno, and
Hello, my name is Melody.
so both of us are actually high school friends, and we're just having some reunion, quote unquote, after working hours. Since she's working in this place, quite yeah, kinda. And actually, I'm just joining the last sessions of Toastmaster SCBDs with Kak Marcel, with yeah, Kak Marcel as the WOG counter. No. I'm not. But I still remember the inputs that I have 6 repeated words. Oh my god. Okay. So yeah, that's and what I learned from today is, oh my god, Toastmaster Genison is so good. I mean, like, one day I believe you will be some kind of Mario Teguh, but it's English, you know. Yeah. I believe you can make it, bro. So any additions from Melody? Maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, this is my first time actually, and I decided to join this because he asked me to. And I showed him the way around here because he'll get lost if I didn't. So and I think to speak in public is not working, right? And I wanted to be on the stage, but I couldn't because I wanted to observe first, and I think it has been a really great experience for my first time here. So thank you so much for this. Thanks for having us.
Okay, thank you. Please come again next week. As long as you still guess, we will still keep calling you on the stage every week. Yeah? Okay, maybe want to hear one more from online Toastmasters. How about Ilios? Are you there? Hello, Ilios. Or how about Toastmaster Sweshin? Just close video.
Hi.
Hello, how are you,
Okay.
Sweshin from Myanmar?
Hi, I'm good. Just electricity cut off, that's why I turn off my video. Hi everyone, happy morning and happy to be here.
Yay.
Can you
Thank
hear
you
me?
for coming, yeah. And thank you, Toastmaster Anna, for helping us as evaluator Toastmaster Ivonne. We also learned from your report. And Toastmaster Agung from Bali will be our representative in Bali. Oh, you met? Oh, breakfast together. Agung, you saw me.
Yeah, I met Melita, yeah.
So
We hang out together.
I'm questioning our friendship, Toastmaster Agung. Okay, that's all for our session for today. Thank you so much for coming, everyone. Next week, we will have another hybrid. And we'll still keep learning every week, right? How to maintain this kind of attendance and how to manage the technology and etc. And next week, we'll have a prepared speech and also table topics as a usual regular session. So that's all from me. I will close this session. So I'm sorry there is no extended session because we are in hybrid. We need to leave very soon. Once again, thank you so much and see you again next week. And please repeat after me. Happy morning.
Happy morning. Happy morning.
Bye.
So you're gonna open this meeting, Alvin? Really? I just joined. Hello guys, how are you? Eh? People are leaving. Huh?
You want to lead the session, Agung? I will leave.
Oh. Yes, I'm joining with my phone. I don't think I can be the host, right?
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Then I will just close this, yeah?
Okay, sure. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Oh, that's Genison.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you.